trainer Antoine West. I got my brother Maurice here. He's the roofing sales contractor expert, right? I'm sure you guys have seen him here on my channel. You've seen him and me on JT Automations, the big dog, big JT over there. Big shout out to JT. But you've probably seen both of us also on JT's channel. So today, in today's video, me and my brother here, we're going to be going over roofing sales contracting. Roofing sales contracting is another business, just like freight dispatching. You can get into this business without hardly any money, and very little monthly overhead uh, costs. So I'm gonna let my brother answer a lot of these questions. I'm just gonna ask him a few questions so you guys can listen in. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll be looking over there to see, what questions you guys have and what you can, what you want to know about roofing sales contracting. So we're going to get right into it. So Maurice, if you could explain to him what roofing sales contracting is.
Roofing sales contract. For the people that have been following you, the way that we've been trying to get them to understand it is like it's similar to freight dispatching. It's like you're basically a broker or a middleman in a roofing transaction. You're the person that's facilitating the deal between the roofing company and the customer that needs roofing services.
Great explanation. And if you follow me for freight dispatching, you can kind of see the similarities between sales contracting and freight dispatching. Like my brother said, he said you will be basically the middleman, in charge of contacting the people who need the jobs done, right? The customers. You'll be the middleman in between the customers that need the job done and the roofing company. So freight dispatching, what are you? You're the middleman between the owner operators that need loads and the brokers or the loads, basically, right? You're matching the loads up to the truck. As a roofing sales contractor, you're going to be matching the roofing jobs up to roofing companies. You're playing the middleman, one of the best businesses to be in. So, Mauricio, could you explain your journey becoming a roofing sales contractor? How you got started? Just how you got to where you are today. Any experiences you had? Any certifications you got? If you needed certifications, so just basically, explain where you got to where you are today. So the other people would know how we get to your level.
Well, to keep it brief. To really kind of begin the journey, you got to go back to around 2008 when the real estate market had and the banking market had that big crash, because most of my background previously was in finance, in banking, in the mortgage industry. And, after going through that, being somebody that's always, been a working person, it kind of opened my eyes to like really lock in on trying to figure out a way that I can have the ultimate and all control of my financial situation as much as I possibly could. We all still have to deal with markets. We still have to deal with systems. But my journey began with trying to figure out a way to position myself to have as much control over my financial situation as possible. So, over the course of the next, 15 years, it was about positioning myself to become an entrepreneur, to where, like I said, I had that total control. So throughout that process, I went through, all sorts of different learning experiences to where it got to the point where I had to figure out something, whether it was something that I knew or had experience on or not. I had to find something that could be profitable, something that could, have no ceiling, like I said, coming from the working world where, how much I could make annually, it was always a cap on, whatever position I carried or I had, there was a max that I could make. So, I wanted to do something that would not have a cap on it, something that I could get paid the max for providing or for being the person that I was. So I was presented with an opportunity by a friend of mine who was already in the roofing industry. And when he broke it down to me, when he, explained the need, when he explained how high demand the industry was and there was a lack of adequate people in the industry providing those resources, everything just started to click with me. Everything started to just, my brain started turning. So in doing my own research, I found out that this was a multi-billion-dollar industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry that the demand continues to increase every year for so many reasons because of, new construction, new development, uh, the growth of the population, where there's a higher need for affordable housing that creates more opportunities for, roofing sales contractors such as myself. But most of all, the weather events and, unpredictability of the weather has, if you pay attention and do your research over the past 10 years, every year it increases to where we're at, record setting multi-billion dollar weather events annually. So for myself, it was a no-brainer to try to, especially but being that it wasn't something that I had to go to school for. I didn't have to spend years in college, spending, 70, 80, six figures on getting educated to be able to make six figures in a year. I was able to off the immediate, as soon as I completed the training, I was making six figures, within the first year. And I've been doing it. This will be my fourth year this October. And these past 2 years, I've scaled the business and have more than $2 million in overall sales revenue from a business or from a trade that I didn't know anything about, 5 years ago, that I didn't have any interest in or any knowledge of. So that's kind of where I'm at with it now, bro.
Okay, okay, sounds good, sounds good. So, like Maurice said, you guys heard him. Very little money to start. It doesn't take a college education. It doesn't take a degree. It doesn't take any certifications to start. And also, it's recession proof. You guys can see on the news. You see all this, the weather events, all the storm damage, hail damage, hurricanes. You see everywhere throughout the country where you see weather events, and these weather events are damaging roofs, right? So roofs will always need replaced. So you want to get into an industry that's always in demand, and especially an industry like roofing that the demand is picking up. It's increasing, right? And you want to be the middleman. See, when you actually start, let's say you start a roofing business, it's just like if you start a trucking business, you got to go out and you got to have to get all the equipment. You might have to take out some loans to purchase that equipment at first, right? Um, and when you start making money, a lot of that money you make, you're paying down overhead, right? So that's why I like being the middleman. I like being a freight dispatcher. I like being a roofing sales contractor. So I'm the middleman, and just like a freight dispatch business. You're basically like a trucking company. If you're dispatching 10 trucks, it's basically like having a trucking company with 10 trucks. As a roofing sales contractor, or if you're working with multiple people, if you're working with three different roofing companies and you're finding jobs for them, you're basically finding leads for them and making money off each lead, then basically you're a roofing company, right? So that's how you want to look at. You want to be Uber, right? You want to be the Uber in every industry that you're in, right? So there's definitely some good knowledge on what a roofing sales contractor is and what qualifications you need, from my brother Maurice here. And one thing everyone wants to know: how much money can you make in this industry as a roofing sales contractor? How much money can you make?
Well, like I said, bro, I mean, typically in high demand, like super high demand areas, it's not uncommon to have people in this position that are doing, millions of dollars annually. And this is no, I'm not shooting any, cap. I'm not blowing any smoke just for the sake of what we're putting together. You know, when it comes to myself and my brother, we're very transparent about everything. We want to be 100% upfront and honest. And, we can, or I can show, proof. I can show the receipts, like they say. Like I said, in these past 2 years, I'm on pace to, at the end of this year, to being over $2 million plus in sales. And that's within 4 years. So, but, as with anything, this, we're explaining it and want you to understand that it's doable, but it does take some dedication. It does take a level of understanding, but that's what we are offering. From our position, is that insight that has allowed myself to be able to scale to those levels, working directly with us and, being able to have that understanding where we are with it now. It's very possible, first year to be six figures, even from a part-time capacity. And then with the right dedication, I mean, seriously, straight up, no cap, it wouldn't be uncommon for you to be $1 million revenue earner in this space.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So definitely a lot of money to be made. I asked that question, but I'm not a big person that asks how much money can you make in a certain industry because I know it's unlimited. It just depends on the
Exactly.
person, their ideas, and their work ethic. But like bro said, you can definitely make well over six figures the first year. It's easy to make six figures the first year. So what I would do if I were people out there wanting to make additional income, I would get into roofing sales contracting. I would get into dispatching. I would be making over $200,000 very, very quickly, right?
Yeah.
I would get into dispatching and I learn the game, attract clients, and hire other dispatchers to work for me. I get into roofing sales contracting, learn the game, and then I'll hire other sales contractors to make a percentage of what I make, and that's just bringing me more money, right?
Right.
So you can literally be up to $250,000. You can have nothing and be up to $250,000 pretty fast. I'll tell you that from experience. You can start with nothing and be up there fast, especially if you have like multiple different income streams. What you want to do to make a lot of money, you want to create like a vacuum. A business is a vacuum that constantly like sucks and attracts money to you, right? And then I would say create multiple different vacuums. So you got multiple different streams of income coming at you. So also one thing I like to go over, one question I like to ask my brother here is when you first started roofing sales contracting, can you tell us about getting deals and getting leads, attracting clients, how that process was when you first started compared
Yeah.
to now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Becoming a newbie in the industry, I had to take the hard route. It took a lot of research, it took a lot of studying to be able to first understand the market. Because to be able to build a pipeline, to be able to build relationships, it first started with myself being able to understand the market to even know how to approach it in the first place. So where I began with it versus where I'm at with it now is night and day. But even though it was kind of like a trial and error type of situation when I first started, I was still able to be very successful with it. And in that time, as I've continued to study it and study the market, I've developed what I feel like is the best way to approach creating those pipelines, to creating those leads. So now that I've discovered that, like I said, this is the best time to if you're interested in this type of lane, if you're interested in jumping in something that has a high revenue earning potential, it's the best time to do it now because we've got the game mastered. You don't have to have that learning curve like I had. So just imagine if I came in, with a steep learning curve and was able to earn six figures in the first year, and I'm telling you now that I have it mastered at a different level, just imagine what your profit potentials or, what your ceiling could be.
Yeah. So I feel that same way. Like Maurice said, he's mastered the game. And imagine if you have this knowledge, when you're going to get his knowledge that he has now after mastering the game, you're going to get that in the beginning when you
Yep.
first start, right? Same thing about freight dispatching. Like I tell you guys, I want to give you guys my highest knowledge now, so you will have that highest knowledge when you first start. So you won't have to learn all these things that I learned along the way. I just want to tell you in the very, very beginning. So, Rob, you would one thing I want you to explain to them about when you first started the process, as in finding the leads, as in were you doing a lot of door-to-door sales, things like this, and are there other ways besides door-to-door sales now? How has that process of finding leads changed? Because I'm sure that that how you figured out the process would benefit them too coming into roofing sales contracting.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving yourself, to be able to put yourself in the best position to be as successful as possible. You want to tap into all possible lanes or avenues that you can to, create that pipeline or to create those leads. And when I, was new, knocking doors, canvassing neighborhoods, it was very essential. It was very vital at the beginning because I was, that's the easiest way to get out there, get directly in neighborhoods that I saw visible damage, that I knew that they were in needs of a roof. That was the easiest way, is to make direct contact. So as the course of the time went on, and I was using other ways to build relationships with, through networking with, property management companies, with investors, things of that nature, then that was just additional resources or additional lines for me to receive leads from. So I still have that same thought process now. I just use different, technology. I've just found ways to still, tap into those same methods, but I've created better ways to make it more efficient, to make it easier to track, to make it easier to monitor, to respond to. So yeah, the process pretty much is the same, but it's just gotten better because I have a better understanding after dealing with it of how to actually execute on it.
Okay. So, like you say, in the beginning, you were doing a lot of door-to-door sales, knocking on doors, a lot of canvassing, going out looking for visual damage on roofs. Okay, so got you. So, how can the process now? Do
Yeah.
you have any software programs, or can you explain how the different software programs that you're using now to help you generate leads? Other than just the old-fashioned door-to-door knocking, because I'm sure everybody knows that. But what other processes, or how do these systems work to find leads?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the highest percentage of the jobs that I get come from, storm damage or weather events. So I rely heavily on different weather tracking software, AI weather tracking software that can tell me, for the past year, every extreme weather event that has occurred in which there's a high likelihood or chance of, there being existing damage. So, all over the country, I could pinpoint down to, neighborhoods, to streets where there's been, high extreme weather activity, and that's where you're going to find your leads at. The majority of the homes out there are older homes. There's a lot of new construction, a lot of new development, but for the most part, there's way more older homes out there, and these older homes have older shingle systems on them. And because they're older shingle systems, they're not built to withstand the types of storms that we, encounter today. So with that being said, I have the ability to pull up a storm event that may show up to 130,000 homes that, were potentially impacted. So, and that can happen at any moment. The weather's so unpredictable. We could literally have a storm tonight, and in the morning, I could wake up and have 130,000 new potential leads that I could target the same way that I used to. Go knock on the doors. I can target through, sending mailers. I can target through text messaging. I can target through email. I can target through social media. You have a higher potential of creating, that pipeline or locking in deals when you are using several different methods to try to touch that customer. So that's what I'm doing. That's where my approach is now.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I like to hear that. Like Maurice said, you're using several different methods to learn how to touch that customer, right? I did a live earlier today about freight dispatch, and one of the things I brought up in a lot of my videos, what do I bring up? I bring up touch points, right? All these different ways. If you send an email, a text message, if you're going live on social media, if you're making a social media video, if you're doing ads, those are all touch points. Those are multiple different ways to get in contact with your potential client. So what you want to do in any business is you want to grow your touch points. The more touch points you have, the more money you're going to make. So like Maurice said, he has a lot of software programs that he's using now, software programs that predict the weather. These software programs you're going to be getting alerts. We get alerts when the software programs predict the weather and they let us know where hail damage, possible rain damage, things like this, right? And as Maurice was explaining that, he has me set up on multiple of these programs, right? So I get emails all day. Storm damage here, hail here, and any zip code that we type this in, right? So for me, when I'm getting leads as a roofing sales contractor, I just wait and I get the emails on my phone when it's even damaged. If I want to make some money in my area, right? I put in my area in the app, and then I get updates when it's hail damage or any type of wind damage, wind events in my area, right? And it tells me exactly where this damage is at, right? And then I just get in the car and I ride to the neighborhood and I start looking at the houses. I see money there, money there. That looks like some damage. Missing shingles over there. This is how easy it is, right? Then of course you have to get in contact with the homeowner, whether that's knocking on a door or like Maurice said, we have systems, so we have their phone numbers, email addresses. We can run targeted ads to them. So you can pretty much create your own money, right? So there's money around you guys all the time, right? It's always, before you heard this video, it's always roofs being damaged, needing replaced, right? And the only thing you need to do is just start getting those roofs in your pipeline, right? It's all about creating a pipeline, like I tell you guys in freight dispatching. Where people fail is they don't have a pipeline. They don't create a pipeline of owner operators, right? But we're going to teach you guys how to create a pipeline of roofing leads coming into your business. And I just want to put this out here too. You know how I told you guys that I'm going to change the game and I'm moving from trainings to workshops. And in these workshops, we can tell you work in a small group, in a group of like 10 people, and we can show you how to set everything up. We can get your zip code where you live at, the area you're in, and we have custom reports that we will be giving you as our student specifically, right? So you can look for leads in your area. We're going to give you reports, with these leads, with these weather events. My brother, he's invested. How much money have you invested in like software programs, AI programs year to date?
Man, probably upwards of 40 to 50,000. A lot of these programs have monthly or annual subscriptions that you constantly have to keep up. But I mean, in the bigger scheme of things, when you're looking at making potential millions, I mean, you got to pay to play. And that's just the bottom line. I look at it, it's just like an investment, in myself. I've done enough research and studied it to know that, the potential to scale my business is there. So, like my brother mentioned, being a part of the affiliate program, you automatically get access to the same software that I'm using. So, where you're located at, you have access to, weather reports to be able to show your customers, weather reports to be able to show insurance companies. I use software. I do, as I mentioned in several of the videos you all may have seen, I do my inspections via drone. I use software that runs autonomous with the drone to where it basically flies the drone by itself, takes all the photos necessary of the roof, take those photos and uploads it into a nice detailed report, indicating and showing all the, hail damage that's existing on the roof, wind damage, etc. And it produces a nice professional report that again can be provided to the customer and the insurance company. So in this industry, the money is there, and it's enough money for there's nowhere near enough service providers that they're to be able to take care of all the needs and demands of the customers that need it. So what we do, or what I've designed, is a way to be able to show the value that we can present, or to show what advantages we can provide versus other roofing service providers. Excuse me.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I just want to mention, bro, you might see that I put up there on the screen, EHT Roofing in South Carolina.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking for roofing leads. So So EHT Roofing, if you just send me a text message, you just text roofing to 407-698-3972, and just let me know who you are, and we would definitely get with you and see
Definitely.
what leads we got out there.
Yeah, let us know what area of South Carolina you're in. We have a lot of potential services we can even offer to someone in your situation. We can provide leads, create exactimate estimates for you to help increase your profit potential. We can assist with marketing, in all sorts of ways. So yeah, we're just here to try to provide the resources that we have to help like-minded folks be able to scale and to be able to create that wealth for themselves and their families.
Right. And guys, like I always say in freight dispatching, offer UVP, a unique value proposition. And Maurice just explained how he uses drones a lot, right? So that's one of our UVPs. What we do for our customers is we already have a pre-built inspection. When we get with a customer, we already have a report and we already have the damage. We already have done a estimate on their roof with the drone, right? So our first time meeting with them, we already have the inspection on their roof, and we already have the damage circled and everything. I'm probably missing a lot more that's on that report. Maurice would know more about it, but that's the basics, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that you have a fully built inspection. Soon before you even speak to your customer, it's not like nobody's getting on roofs around here and taking pictures of roofs and having. See, back in the day, I'm pretty sure you had to request, from the customer to climb up on the roof to get an inspection from them. But with drones, you can get an inspection without requesting it from anyone, right? So
Yeah.
just and like I was saying in dispatching, I'm going to start going into workshops, right? Same thing with roofing. What me and my brother are going to do, we're going to have a 6-week workshop, right? I'm moving on from trainings because I'm starting to see if I give someone a training video and then expect them to go out and use that knowledge and implement everything. That's kind of asking for a lot, right? So I'd rather do workshops where I give you a training video, and then every Saturday for the next 6 Saturdays, we are able to meet up in a small group setting, about 10 of you guys, and we're able to show you everything, right, in real time, give you guys immediate answers, show you how to set everything up step by step, go over these reports, go over different types of shingles, different types of roofs, Maurice will be letting the average lifespan of a roof, all these things. Roofing weather events will be going on in real time, and one of the people out of the 10 might be in that area, and we'll use that as an example, and we'll be working with that person. Another 9 can we can work on it too, but we'll be showing you how to generate leads as that weather event's happening, right? So we'll be doing all that. We're going to have that 6-week. It's going to be a coaching and mentorship program. It's going to be 10 of you guys working with me and Maurice for the next 6 weeks. We will be letting you guys know here pretty soon when our first class is going to start, when enrollment is going to be open for that first class. That the price on that will be $6,000. It'll be $6,000, and we're only accepting about 10 people, but we plan on working with those 10 people very, very, very close, right? We'll rather charge a larger price tag like $6,000 instead of selling a $200 or $300 course. We'd rather charge more money, but work with these people directly. Really work with people. We don't want to charge a lower amount and then just have a lot of people flood us, but not really work with these people. So I go ahead and let you guys know what we're going to do. We're going to work with these first 10 people and work hands-on with them, and then in the future we will have courses at even a lower price where you can just buy the course, right? But working with people directly, that's going to help us gather more information and knowledge to put in the other courses, right? We already have the information, but as we work with people directly, that's going to help us out on how to package it for people who aren't going to be talking to us every day, right? Right. There's going to be a lot more people buying those courses that don't work with us all the time or don't work with us 6 Saturdays in a row. And also that workshop program that we have, you're going to work with us those 6 Saturdays, but after that, you're still going to be working with us. We're just planning out those first 6 Saturdays to get you guys all the information. But that for that program, it's going to be like a lifetime partnership, right? As long as you want to work with us and get knowledge from us and we help you make money, you help us make money, it can be a lifetime partnership. So it's not only going to be those 6 weeks, but it's going to be a lifetime partnership, guys. Like I said,
Yeah,
for the low. Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna say, just to add to that real quick, you know, just to reiterate what you said, we definitely want this to be not just your average, training opportunity or business opportunity. With it being such a high revenue yielding, potential position, we want to make sure that you all are, get the best opportunity to be as successful as possible. So, we would prefer to kind of keep it limited so we're not overwhelmed. So we can take that time to be able to work with you all directly. And like bro said, this is like, being affiliated with the partnership program. It's so much that encompasses that it comes with it. We're assisting with your estimates. We're assisting with the negotiations with any insurance claim deals that you have. You're getting ongoing coaching, ongoing, exclusive content. In all cases, I'm assisting with purchasing materials on your deals. It's gonna be this is a totally different type of opportunity than what you've normally seen, and it's strictly or exclusively reserved for some people. It's not going to be for everyone. And $6,000 may sound a lot to a lot of people, but when I finish my training, like I said, I'm coming up on my 4th year. So I finished my training October 2019. By December, literally within 2 months of me completing my training, I had at least 10 to 15 roofing deals locked in that potentially made me anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 within 60 to 90 days. And I will be honest and I'll be transparent. The reason that opportunity opened up was because of a major storm event that ended up happening in my area. But with like I said, the way that the weather is now, the large part of the country, at any moment we're in a position where one of those major weather events can occur. I've been looking at the map, speaking with people that have been interested in getting into the course. I've just been looking at the map all over the nation and all over the country. The most of the people that I've been speaking with, they've been in areas where there's been at least 15 to 20 major weather events that have just happened this year alone, just this year. So it wouldn't be uncommon for you all to do the same thing that I did. Get into the program, getting into the affiliate partnership program, and just out of nowhere, you could, potentially be in an area where a storm event occurs. And then when that happens, there's, like I mentioned, there's nowhere near enough service providers to be able to accommodate everyone that's in need in these areas. And also what we're trying to do is to build up a team that we can respond to certain events nationally. If we we got a group or a team of sales associates that can respond within a couple of hours to a weather event. We may fly to a city and end up staying there for a month or two, and it's not uncommon to come out in that short period of time with everyone making 6 figures, literally making 6 figures. The company or the guy that I mentioned that put me on just a few years ago when they had a major weather event in Houston, their crew or company traveled from Kentucky to Houston, and in 2 months they did over $2 million in sales responding to a major weather event. In 2 months, over $2 million in sales. So here I am talking about making, profiting, not profiting, but accumulating over $2 million in revenue in 2 years, and that's super uncommon. But just imagine being able to be on a team where you can go to respond to events like that and do that type of sales in a couple of months. So in this lane, you could do that and end up taking the rest of the year off if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep. So like you guys heard, it's weather events. You got these hurricanes. I mean, it seems like Texas or like Houston, Dallas. You're always hearing about Houston flooding. A lot of weather events out there. But as my brother said, as we get larger, we can have, we can gather teams where we go and we stay, in these damaged areas for, weeks or months at a time, and come out, after 2 or 3 weeks, we all come out with $100,000 that we made in those 2 or 3 weeks, right? We're talking about roofing. We're talking about roofing sales contracting, right? So when these weather events happen, there's a lot of wind damage, hail damage, water damage that damages these roofs. So anytime you see on the news about a big storm, or hail or wind damage somewhere, that's money. Roofs need repaired and damaged, right? So it's a lot of money, a lot of money to be made in roofing, right? But let me take you somewhere though. With that being said, I know Maurice has some people, or you have some experience with waste removal.
Oh
So
yeah.
you guys got to realize with these storms, it's going to be other jobs that need to be done besides the roofs.
Oh
There's
yeah.
going to be waste removal that needs to be done that we can also make money out off of. It's
Oh
going to
yeah.
be home improvement that needs to be done. But look, check this out. It's going to be some of these homes are going to be flooded, right? They're going to be flooded and they're going to need water remediation. They're
Right.
going to need people qualified and certified in removing water and moist and getting that water out of those homes, because that drywall can become infected, mold infected, if you let
Yeah.
that water stay in that home. But get this, me and my brother are both. We went to the same class. We graduated together. We are both water remediation specialists, qualified. We're certified, right? Let me tell you, you don't have to be certified for water remediation. You have to be certified to supervise, right? So me and my brother, we can supervise you. You don't even have to be certified, but we can supervise you, right? So we can get them. We can make money off the roofs, off waste removal, off water remediation, and I know my brother could name at least three more to you. At
Oh yeah.
least name, can you name some more to him, brother? I got that
Yeah.
much trust. And he gonna name some more to you. How
Yeah.
else can we make money?
And that's the opportunity we're trying to present to the right people, to have a bigger vision, that see the opportunity to be a part of a team. Because like I mentioned, if we're responding to a major event like that, we're coming with dump trucks, we're coming with dump trailers, we're coming with skid steers and bobcats to help clean up, to be able to clear out damage, to be able to do any roof repairs, any structural repairs that need to be done, any water remediation that needs to be done. Like my brother said, in a lot of these cases where you got extreme flooding, you have damage to drywall, you have damage to flooring, you have damage to structural damage. It's and and in a situation where it's all being caused by the weather, there's no market that can control the weather. Like I mentioned before, 2008, that was an eye-opening situation for myself, because I was in a what I thought was a secure industry, in the banking and in the mortgage industry. But when certain factors or certain markets started to impact this one and impact the next one and then impact the next one, there's you really have no control. But we're talking about dealing with industries that, you know, what market can influence or can affect the weather? None. So this is revenue, or this is demands that are being created off natural or nature things that nobody can control. And it's unfortunate in a lot of situations, but at the same time, we're talking about the revenue potentials, but on the flip side of that, we are also helping people. We're putting in ourselves in positions to be able to help people to get their lives back, because you don't really understand the things that people go through until you're in a situation where your home has been, a tornado has hit your house, or you've been impacted by floods. And even when we do that, we're taking food. I'm a food truck owner, so we're taking food trucks. We're gonna be feeding people that are in need. We're really trying to make this into a totally different type of situation or opportunity for the right people. So for those that are like-minded, we know that you'll continue to follow us and to continue to network with us, and eventually we'll come to where we'll build that team and we'll have that network like that.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So we got a question. Is there a payment plan for the 6K? Very interested in Florida. So right now we're still figuring that out. We're just looking for, seeing what people are reaching out to us. And to be, so really, we're going to take about 10 people, but we really already have at least 10 people who have told us they're ready to go. So we just need to get back to those 10 people here very soon. But if you're interested in any payment programs, if you just send me a text, if you just text roofing to 407-698-3972, I'll give you any updates about any payment plans.
And even for those that may be interested in the 6,000 program, we're trying to keep it small, and like bro said, we've kind of gotten a great response so far, and we'll probably be able to fill up the seats that we're planning to fill up now. But if it makes sense and you're in the right areas and you're extremely motivated, still reach out to us. Still reach out to us as well.
So what bro doing? He sees this. He is a hustler. He sees opportunity.
For sure.
He wants, if you're in a good area and it has a lot of weather damage going through that area, he does not want to lose you.
No,
so
let's
listen
get
to
it.
him. That's why he's saying this. So
Let's
make
get
sure you go ahead and text us, even if you can't pay the $6,000 right now. That's fine. Trust me. I know how it is. But just send us a text message. We'll keep you updated and we'll work with you.
Yeah.
Yep. So definitely good industry to get into. You don't need any certificates. You can make as much money as you want to. In these jobs, roofs are damaged everywhere. There's roofs needing replaced everywhere. Like Maurice said, when you have weather events, there's not even enough roofers. In these areas that houses need fixed, there's not even enough roofers to fix these houses a lot of times. There's not enough roofing sales contracting. These roofs are just sitting, needing replaced, needing repaired. And it's our job to get out there and replace them and repair them by linking up the deals, linking up the jobs to the roofing companies. You don't need any employees or anything like that to start this business. So there you guys got it. You know how to contact us. Text me to that text number right there in the ticker if you're interested. If you're interested in getting enrolled in that $6,000 program, I believe we're filled up for this class. When we started, we're going to run it, and it's going to be about 6 weeks. I'll get with Maurice. Maybe if it's filled up and we have that class running on Saturdays, maybe we'll do a weekday class too or something, to get more of you guys in the door. That's something we may be considering, or a Sunday class also, but we want to keep each class down to about 10 people. That's about all I got. You guys just reach out to us if you have anything. If Maurice, if you got anything else for him.
No, I don't at the moment, bro. Appreciate you taking the time, and we look forward to chopping it up and communicating with more of you folks that are interested.
Yep. All right. Hey, thank you guys. Hey, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're both two definitely down to earth people, and we want to keep it this way so we grow great relationships with you guys and we build business together. Hey, if you guys know anything, you know how to reach us. Thanks for watching.